Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Rider Spike back again once again. And today we're here for Kamen Rider GAVV episode 26, and in this episode it's mostly a Lakia type episode. We're still in the Shoma is sick arc, and the big it's not the full big reveal, but Hanto he sees that he basically sees the clones, the bitter GAVV clones, and also seeing how they got a new minion in this episode. But also this episode is mostly a Lakia episode where he is starting to learn more. He's still in his learning phases of learning about humans and actually trying to care about humans. And now he's not to the extent of what Shoma and Sachika is right now, but he's slowly learning, and he's basically starting to empathize with some humans and some things that they're actually going through. And in this episode, we end up defeating the beetle, the horn beetle, rhinoceros beetle, Granute, because he was talking mad-ish, and we see that Lakia actually kind of took a page out of Shoma's book, with the whole giving the monster of the week a chance to redeem themselves before they decide to actually take them out or whatnot. And we see that the horn beetle dude was like, nah, I don't care, I like doing what I'm doing, I like this job, forget these humans, I want these goddamn dark treats. They still look disgusting, by the way. I don't know, man. I heard about people trying to make dark treats and actual fans trying to make it, and I'm like, it looks disgusting. It's just a big cube of jiggly stuff, and I like Jello, but I don't want it to be black and green. Yo, that's disgusting. Like a Halloween flavor that came out and it just didn't do well. That's what it looks like to me. But we also saw Reivew in this episode. Reivew actually came, and he actually has a way of getting in to Suga's office. He one of a closet or a door in Suga's house has basically has a portal for if Reivew wants to come in or not. So he comes in, and he basically says that, hey, we've been cleaning up. Basically he's talking about how we haven't seen any of the Stomach family at all ever since the whole Shoma and Lakia kind of infiltrate kind of thing, where they stole a bunch of they rescued a bunch of people from the Stomach factory area. So I guess they've been doing a lot of damage control and a lot of business type stuff in the background. I wish we could have saw more of that, but with Reivew being here, kind of gave us some kind of context of what they have been doing. Really just him, but if we know that he's doing something, obviously the rest of the family is also doing something. So it seems like they're just cleaning up, doing damage control, and probably trying to get their money back in order, because they most likely lost a lot of money with all the people that Shoma and Lakia saved. So he kind of scoffs at some of the things that Suga is trying to do or whatever. Suga talks about how with all the research and stuff that he's been doing, and with all the stuff that he's kind of sort of been getting from Reivew, he basically talks about how he Hanto is the cat, basically his number one experiment and stuff like that, and possibly could create a potential savior. And I'm thinking does Suga have some kind of big time plan or whatever to take down all the Granutes and things like that? Because he did say that before when we kind of first met him, but we still don't know Suga's true intentions. And also Suga did say that he's on the side of no one, so he probably could just be doing all of this for his own potential gain, for his own gain, and also possibly being the one. He probably most likely wants to be the one to take down Stomach by himself. And you also see that Hanto does go to him for some more of the dark chocolate gojizos, and he basically Suga basically tells him that, hey, these things are kind of hurting you, do you feel any pain right now? He's like, yeah, I feel pain when I'm in my normal state, but when I'm actually using them in my rider form, I feel really good, like better than I already am. And he's basically like, oh, okay, well, maybe you should go back to using the regular chocolate gochizos, and I'm gonna take, I'll take these back and I could tweak them so they won't hurt you as much. And Hanto remembers all the things that Shoma kind of told him about his mom and things like that. And Hanto kind of feels more powerful. When he feels more powerful, he feels more independent. He doesn't want to have to rely on Shoma's power to help him take down these part-timers and stuff like that. So he says that, nah, just give it back to me, I'll keep using it, and when you find something out, then I'll use that, and you figure out something. And Asuka's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So yeah, Hanto isn't really in this episode that much, but he still is experiencing a lot of pain, and he also is able to deduce that maybe these dark chocolate gochizos are making his condition worse. But yeah, I like how he has I do like how Hanto has his own little arcs and things that he has going on, and he's also smart enough to understand what truly type stuff is going on, and if he can't really figure it out, he'll try to figure it out on his own, but also still go and try to find some type of help or some type of answers for himself. And I do like that in a secondary writer. I just love how the characters in this show are very mature. They actually respond, and they actually have like conversations that real adults will have to a degree, and I love that. And it doesn't seem like he's going down like a dark path. I know a lot of people thought that, we don't know for sure, but it seemed like Hanto was going down this path of, I don't need Shoma at all, like I can do this all by myself. Like, I don't think he's going down that route necessarily, but it's alluded to. We don't know what's gonna happen up to later on and stuff like that, but we do know that Hanto is trying to work out stuff on his own, and if he does really need help, then he will go looking for it, as long as he's not too stubborn about it. He'll think about it first, but then he'll eventually ask for the help. But we do see that we're back talking to the kid from the last episode, who was the one who was trying to figure out who hacked his streaming account. And he's basically a VTuber, and he started this channel just to share his love for treats and things like that. And Lakia is like very reluctant on like helping him and things like that, and he really doesn't want to help the kid and stuff like that, but he basically keeps telling him, do not go there by yourself, do not go alone, like. But the kid is like, I want my page back, and I don't like what they're doing. I don't like the fact that they're using my stuff to kidnap people and things like that. So he decides to go off on his own and figure it out for his own, and possibly try to stop it. But he kind of gets cold feet, and he does end up meeting up with Lakia again, because thanks to the help of Suka and Sachika, they kind of convince Lakia to help this kid. But Sachika does it like a boss type way, where she's like, hey, you work for me, and boss's orders, go help that kid. Like, that's basically what she did. And we see that he does end up, he accepts to go and helping the kid and things like that. And we also see that our part-timer monster, Rhinoceros Beetle Dude, has gotten the help from some agents, and I think they're red agents, and the red agents usually are for Longo, right? They're usually Longo's agents. We also see that the blue agents were Jiba and Shita. I really wonder what Jiba's doing right now. Like, what is he doing? I know he's still peed off that Shita's dead, but at the same time, what is bro doing? He's been fired from the family and everything like that. So I wonder what he's got going on, or what plan has he been trying to concoct and things like that. But we do see that like the red agents are usually Longo's agents, and I think the orange one are Niluv's, and then like the blue ones are Shiba and Jita's. And I think Glotto, Glotto, Big Sister, mommy dom. Have we seen agents for her, or are her agents like the same as Longo's? We don't know yet. I figure her agents will be purple, maybe. If we see agents that work for her, probably they might be purple. But other than that, he enlists these agents to like help him take down Lakia, and he basically says that, hey, we're just gonna lure him into a trap and things like that. So thanks to the mighty and powerful internet, we see that the beetle monster, he goes streaming again, trying to lure in people, but also trying to lure in Lakia. And he basically says that, hey, I'm doing like a giveaway contest and stuff like that. I want 10 people to come to this place, and you could try all these magnificent treats and stuff. So also we see Shoma eating ice cream cake again in this episode. He ends up getting another the ice cream sorbet gochizo. So that's gonna play a part later. Something really cool happens, and I was actually hoping that something like this would happen, because from seeing like the preview scans and stuff like that and the preview for next episode, seeing that he's able to use his cake soldiers while also in his ice cream sorbet form, and they get like the cone armor on them as well. But yeah, so we see that because of the internet, we see that Shoma and Sachika are able to see what the streamer dude's doing. And after Lakia is done speaking with Kinji, or was it Kuji, the kid from the last episode, talks to him about basically has like a heart to heart with him, and he reminds him a lot of his little brother Gomel. So he decides to handle this problem and take out this freaking part-timer because he's hurting people, and also Lakia wants to help the kid. So yeah, so they call up Lakia, and he basically tells them that what the monster is doing, and he basically says that, oh, he's trying to lure me in, so fine, I'll take the bait. So he ends up going there, and we see a bunch of people at the place, and they're eating all the sweets and stuff, and all of them end up getting captured. And that's when Lakia comes in. He talks to him for a while, and that's when we see the agents come in and attack him. And it's a really cool way of how Lakia henshins, where he gets punched in the face by one of the agents, and he looks at him like, you really hit me, didn't you? You really hit me. Okay. And then he henshins and just starts taking him out. Really good fight. The fight ends up being outside because the bug dude is like, I gotta get out of here or whatnot. Because in the beginning of the episode, they did fight, but Lakia was starting to get that upper hand on him. But we see that the monster is able to anger Lakia and make him go off guard so he can get away. So the monster can get away. And yeah, but this is round 2, and he's fighting them. Fight's cool. We see that Shoma ends up running in to help Lakia, and when he transforms into ice cream sorbet, he says that I got it in this quick before it melts. So out of nowhere, his cake sword appears, and because he ate ice cream cake, he has access to some of his Cake King abilities. So he ends up using the sword, the Cake King sword, with the ice cream sorbet form. He's able to summon 2 of his cake soldiers, and they have the ice cream cone armor on, or the veil cape looking thing, and they're able to help him fight off the agents and the monster. So Shoma takes on the agents while Lakia takes on the part-timer, and Shoma's actually able to take both of them out with the help of his cake soldiers. And he's actually the sorbet gochizo has a thing where if you spin it or use it a certain way, you're able to get an ability from it. And one of the abilities was to one of his cake soldiers becomes a giant, and the other one shrinks. But yeah, they actually do a lot. I love the Cake Soldiers, and I love how they're really helpful with Shoma, and they're actually like somewhat sentient. I think the Cake Soldiers are basically just like, they have like the mind of like a Gochizo. That's what I always felt like that they have. They're very helpful, and they're very like super, like they're cognizant of what's happening. They're not just mindless type soldiers. I love that. But yeah, so he ends up using like an ultimate attack, like a big ice sword move, or a big ice sword move, and we see like his Cake Soldiers are actually able to help him like lift it, and they support him, so he actually like use it, and he takes out both of the agents at the same time, while Lakia ends up using his jelly form, turning invisible and taking out the part-timer. When he takes out the part-timer, he beats him in a really cool way. And Lakia's fighting in this episode was really top-notch. Like, he was doing some Hawkeye level arrow shooting in this. He used his foot at one point to shoot him. He did like a from behind back shot. Like, it was dope. And also using the chainsaw abilities of the bow and arrow, which I forgot though. I forgot that it was also a chainsaw. But yeah, it was dope. He ends up taking out the part-timer, but he does give him a chance, just like I said earlier about like giving them a chance to redeem themselves. But if they're too far gone and they're too stuck on these like dark treat type of spiel, then they get taken out. So they end up taking him out, and old boy gets his streaming stuff back. Lakia learns a lesson about like humans have their own stories too, and they have things that they care about too. They're more than just what stomach has made them out to be, and the human world isn't so bad. Excuse me. But yeah, man. But we also see Hanto in a lot of pain, and that's when, like I said earlier, he realizes that maybe these dark chocolate Gochizo are actually hurting him. So he goes back to Suga because he's having really bad chest pains. I can relate. And when he gets there, he sees Suga talking to two of the bitter GAVV clones, and they talk about how they got a new they actually created like a new minion, and this minion is actually going to play a part in the next episode when we see Suga spoilers, when we see Suga transform. I think it's called Kamen Rider Bake, like baking. I think he's Kamen Rider Bake, but if you've seen the scans, but yeah, and Suga and Hanto his face is like, what the duck? Wait, what? And he's seeing two of them, and they're talking to Suga, and I think Suga is just like, hey, I think he's like a dad figure to them. But yeah, man, this episode was great. I love this episode. I love the lesson that Lakia learned in the end. And I just love watching Lakia fight. Like, he's so good. Like, he's just so creative when he fights. And I do love the kind of sort of power up for Shoma. If he eats ice cream cake, he's able to use his cake abilities in his ice cream sorbet form, and and it was really cool to see the cake soldiers again. I really like the Cake Soldiers. But yeah, man, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about this episode of Kamen Rider GAVV. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, stay henshin.